Angelo. This is very interesting.
He got on a boat and just went to Greece and started his life over. And he ended up living through the eventual Nazi occupation, the communist occupation. And, you know, his mantra in life is religion and Christianity first. Everything else is just thin.
Because it gets you through it.
It gets you through it because there are going to be moments when suffering is like really, really apparent. And it was interesting seeing him become kind of, at least from the story, broken, because he was like, it's like Ordinary Men in many ways, where he was just an ordinary butcher guy, had a family, just ordinary life. And next thing you know, he ended up killing like a bunch of Turkish soldiers. And he was excommunicated from the church because he actually licked the blade that he killed them with, which is in the Orthodox Church, you're not allowed to do that. So he like kind of went off the deep end, just because his whole world was turned upside down, and he thought it could never, ever, ever happen. He thought that this can't happen to us. This is, it was just out of their minds. So
I've got to add one more thing. And there's a reason that no one talks about the Armenian and the Greek genocides, because it wasn't controlled narrative. The Armenian and the Greek genocide did not serve the narrative, like the globalist, communist, socialist narrative at all. In fact, it was it's a story of what could happen if the very people that are currently pushing get control. And that's why the Holocaust has been used as, it's been inflated and dramatized over and over. And they use repetition. They use all these mental tricks that my father taught at a college. Like, this isn't a secret, how to brainwash people. It isn't a secret how to do mass communication and how to do propaganda and how to do persuasion, mass persuasion, all that stuff. Repetition is one of the biggest things. Just keep seeing it. Bad guy, villain, bad guy. It's mind-blowing to understand how breakable our own minds are, myself included. And so that's why people don't talk about the Armenian genocide. That's why the Young Turks deny it happened, and they still get front page YouTube all the time. This is not by accident. These are not coincidences. These are not people that don't... The people in charge of all these decisions know exactly what they're doing. And us pointing out hypocrisy with memes, it's fun. It's cool to open up your neighbors. Listen, there's a place for it. There's a place for the snark. As long as you're not using sarcasm or like memes as an avoidance mechanism, it can wake up people that value logical consistency. So I've had people like tag me and stuff that is funny, and they're like, I know, and people will write like, I know you always say that like these people don't care about, evil doesn't care about hypocrisy and all that, but I just think this is funny. No, share that, spread that. As long as you don't make it a morphine drip, as long as you don't think that affects the people that in charge of it. But it could wake up a neighbor, it could make someone laugh. But just don't for a second think that there's anyone that's going to be like, oh, I never saw it that way, with power. All right, let's continue watching this.
Your fear was his reality. And the same goes for the whole Canadian stuff we were talking about earlier. Your fear of the speech laws in the States is our reality in Canada.
Right. It's like you're like 5 or 10 years ahead of us.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so what advice do you give to America right now? Just make fun of Justin Trudeau for being a fruity sacked queer?
Yeah. I would do that. And I would find a hill to die on. I think not enough Americans have, something to really fuck up their own life for.
Yeah.
And I mean, you know all about self-sacrifice,
yeah.
Right? So you need to find a hill to die on. And you're going to find that incredibly rewarding, especially if you're a dude. It feels really good to find, something, some kind of responsibility in your life that could really re-energize you. But I would say, like, cling to your religion, because at the end of the day, when your house is burning down and everyone's dead, your God is all you have.
And the only way to keep your house and your family is to believe in God.
Where's Noah?
What's that?
Where's Noah?
I don't know, he's up.
Okay.
I fucked up the video, Adrian.
Oh, the video?
Oh, it's all good. This is all good. Sorry. And let the people know that I knew about CAA, and I'm not exaggerating.
Yes, Owen knew about CAA. CAA is
again, real quick, someone wrote to me like, oh, this is your ego talking on this moment. And I realized it was a person, not AI. So really quick to address, there's a reason that I'm like, validate what I said, because that way people that could be woken up and could be shown what reality is, sometimes they just need to know that it's not just you and that other people in very different positions also understand it. And it's not because I had an axe to grind or any of that stuff. And the more you break apart and break down other people's arguments, the more valuable it can be. So this is not me, my ego, and being like, look how right I am. Oh, and I'm so glad I chose members only, by the way. I just have been peeking in the chat. And literally people are like, this is awesome, the members only. Because it's not AI bots. And it's not people that despise me. Because I think even them, to pay just $5 for 30 days of harassing me, they know that that makes them a bit of a cuck. It's like, it's nothing if you like the community and support and talking and all that stuff. And that's like basically we're paying ICE. Like literally I have border security now. But anybody that pays $5 just to spread lies about me and talk shit, just know you already lost. All right.
Demonic, basically, is the best word I can use. They have handlers. If you sign with them, they will definitely have handlers.
Yeah, and I won't even say who it is, but let's just say someone else that I've called out that people don't believe me. He had a complete experience with CAA that proved everything I said right?
Yes, essentially. Essentially, it's been proven right. Yeah, that's the most I can say about it. It's not a good company. You're better off if you're some kind of entertainer or whatever. You're better off going independent. I mean, and you're better off working on your own. With us, what we do with like the FSC, the Free Speech Club, we're just totally an independent private organization that isn't beholden to any campus organizations. We got rejected by the campus union, by the student union.
Wow.
It was the best thing that ever
I
happened
love the
to
balls
us.
on you, man. You get it.
It was the best thing that ever happened to us.
And
Because
the Canadian Jews are not sneaky here. You guys get
I'm
it.
actually born in America.
Good for
we're
you.
in Kentucky, so
Yeah,
he's
small town. Actually, Catholic family near Covington.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because
Let me just quickly chime in again. My show, totally Jew heavy. Yarmulkes, all that shit. Because it's a psyop. And again, me explaining this stuff makes me a threat to the narrative. Because there's a lot of sneaky Jews, a lot of evil Jews, a lot of Jews with power doing some stuff. But a lot of Jews hate those Jews too. And so like, I remember Spellbound Bear and his buddy told Yarmulke, like religious Jew, he's like, dude, you're my favorite stream, all this shit. And like, there was some muzzies there. Because there were some muzzies that came there back in the day and now they don't want Islam in Canada. I was like, have you heard about Jesus Christ? No, but like seriously, it's like, it's fake. The narrative that like a guy like me only appeals to white males. Not that there's anything wrong with that, by the way, at all. But like, there's a lot of people that want to keep the freedom because as Yuri Bezmenov explained to people, if America falls, there's nowhere to defect to. And I owe it to my grandfather, to his father, to his father, to his father, to his father, that all have been here digging out of the ground. Dude, I'm getting kind of emotional right now thinking about it. It's like I honored my ancestors by growing crops in these times. It's like they died hard lives, guys. Hard. You know, my first ancestors came to America in 1710 as slaves. Sorry if that shatters your narrative, but that was reality. A bigger proportion of Irish people became slaves than black Africans. Granted, Africa's a lot bigger, but like, it's not what you think it is. The history of our people and us is not what you think it is. And the only demographic in America that votes consistently for smaller government, lower taxes, and more freedom is white males. That's the only demo. Number two, white females. Why would you think that people that get us into fake wars, sociopaths, no conscience whatsoever, why do you think they're pushing this white male hate so much? It's because they have to take out the only demographic that threatens their unlimited expanse. When white males fall, you guys better start rooting for white males. When white males' vote falls, it's over. I mean, it's not over. It just has to, things will escalate at that point. Because white males also know how to survive a fucking winter. I'll tell you that. And it's like, yeah, my best friend's black. He knows what's up. Yeah, totally. All good. But statistically, with math, the average is all that matters. I know that that's a tough pill to swallow, but it's a privilege to not have to face these realities, not a right. And all we need is closed borders. I mean, literally all we need is just to stop the faucet. It'll allow people that have come to acclimate to America to understand free. Like, there's going to be some that just can't change. They're just retarded. But like, the only way for the globalists and the socialists to get power is to just keep flooding, flood. It's not about hating your black neighbor or hating. That does nothing. In fact, it only creates fake enemies that people can demonize you with. It's very obvious what needs to happen. Close the fucking borders. We don't need people. We got so many people out of work, so many people on heroin, so many people sick from the food we eat and what's in our water and what's in our skies. You know, let's just finish out this story and then I'll continue.